Hi everyone, this is Hitesh. Welcome to my YouTube channel Code Circulation. Please subscribe the channel and like the video. Let's get started. Today I am going to show you how to create complete Angular 8 authentication application using ASP.NET Core Web API. Web API is using JWT token for authentication and identity framework for login, registration, forget password, etc. We will see how to create login, registration, confirm email, my profile, change password, forget password, role based access. These are the common functionality in any application when you start any project from scratch. Let's see all the functionality one by one. This is the login page of the application and this is the registration link. With the use of this link, we can register user into the system. Let's click on here. This is the registration page of the system. Here some common validations, so user cannot enter the incorrect data. See, these are the common validations. Let me enter the appropriate data so we can test the application. Right now we don't have any UI for the role type, so whenever the user is created from the registration page, at that time by default user will have the role type admin. So every time the user is created, it will have the role type admin. So all information are filled, so click on the create account button. User has been successfully registered with the system and account activation link has been successfully sent to the registered email address. But user cannot log in into the system because before logging into the system, user has to activate the account into the registered email address. Let me try to log in into the system so we can check the validation whether the email is confirmed or not. See, user cannot log in into the system because email is not confirmed yet. Let me confirm the email. Email is activated successfully, so now we can log in into the system. Let's log in into the system. This is the home page after login. This is the username. This is the my profile, change password and logout. My profile. Let's update some information in my profile so we can check whether the my profile is working properly or not. My profile has been updated successfully. Let's change the password. Let's check some validation. Let's check the server side validation when user enter the current password wrong. See the server side validation, current password is incorrect, please try again. Let me enter the appropriate password so we can test the change password functionality. Password has been updated successfully. Let me log out and log in into the system so we can check the password has been successfully updated or not, just for cross verification. Let me log in with updated password. See, here I am able to log in into the system. We have already tested my profile, change password and logout functionality. Now let's see the role based access. Here two pages are available, program 1 and program 2. Program 1 page is available for the admin and program 2 page is available for the customer. So if the role type is admin, then he can access the program 1, but he cannot access the program 2 because program 2 is available for the customer. Now current logged in user has role type admin. We have already seen in my profile page role type admin. Let me try to access the program 1. We can access the program 1 because this user is authorized to access this page. Now let's try to access the program 2. Sorry, you are not authorized to access this page. So this is how basic role based authentication is working. Let me log out. Let's create different user for customer. As I already intimated that whenever the user is created from the system, every time it will create the role type admin. So now this time we will create user from the UI and we will update the role information in backend. Let me hit here. Let me create the user. User has been successfully registered with the system and account activation link has been successfully sent to the registered email address. Let's see the database for user table and role table. These are the two tables, these are the two roles, these are the two users which we have created. This is the first user and this is the second user which we have created recently. Email is not confirmed yet. This is the role table. I have already updated manually role type for recently created user. Let's see. Role is updated. Here the role is updated customer for this user. Role ID 2 means customer. Role ID 2 means customer. Let's log in into the system. Before login, we have to confirm the account. Let's confirm the account. Click here. Account has been successfully confirmed. Now log in into the system. As we have already tested my profile, change password and logout functionality, so now we are directly testing the role based authentication. We have already seen program 1, program 2, like how it works. So I already intimated that program 2 is for customer and program 1 is for admin. So now logged in user has role type customer. So I cannot access the program 1 because program 1 is for the admin. Sorry, you are not authorized to access this page. Let's try to access the program 2. Example of the customer access. This page can be accessed only if the logged in user role is customer. Let me log out. Let's test the forget password functionality. Password reset link has been successfully sent to the registered email address. Let's check the email. This is the page for password reset. Let me reset the password. Password has been reset successfully. Let me try to log in with the updated password. See, I'm able to log in into the system. Let me log out. I have completed the basic demo of the system. Let's see the Angular application architecture and web API architecture. So I'm closing the UI part. We are starting from the web API. In web API part, we will see how to generate the identity tables, means the tables which are using for the login, registration and for authentication, etc. I already generated the table using the migration, so for the demo purpose I am deleting the old migration and I will create the another migration, and we will see how the database and tables are creating. This database is already available, common Angular DB. I am deleting this database and I will create the new database using the migration command, and it will create all required table. And this everything is managed by the identity framework. For some reason it's taking time to delete the database. See, the database has been deleted. Before running the migration, I will show you the basic architecture of the web API. See, these are the different layers are created to run the application. This is the main common core data access layer to access the database. This is the this is for domain model. This is for helper classes. This is to access the services, and this is the main API. Let's first run the migration to create the database and required tables. Tools, NuGet package, console manager. Run the migration command, add migration initial create. See, the required migration files are created. Let me run the update command to update the database. Migration has been successfully completed. Let's see the database, whether the database is created or not. See, the database has been created with required table. Everything is now empty because this is newly created database and tables. Let's add the role manually because right now we don't have any role, so this is old one. Now let's see and understand the web API structure. This is the main common core API. Here we have a controller, user controller. It has a different endpoints, means API, which is calling from the Angular application. This is the basic API create user to create the user into the system. As I said several times while doing demo, whenever the user is created from the application, every time it has default role admin. So this is the code for admin. This is for login. This is to get the logged in user profile. This is for sign out. This is for confirm email. This is for send password. This is for reset password. This is to save information. This is to change password. This is the common program file. This is the startup file. This file, it has configuration for the JWT token and identity framework. This is the common app setting.json. All configuration are always created here. This is the service layer. We have already seen the user controller. Now let's see the user services. It has all the methods to create the user, get the user profile, change the password and sign out. Everything means whatever is required for the user, everything is available in user services. This is the email services. It has the code to send the email from the system, like confirm email. Let me show you the method. Whenever you are setting this web API and Angular application in your local machine, at that time here you will have to update the email and password here, like from email. Here you will have to set your email. Here you will have to set your username and password to send email from the system. So here I have completed with the user service and email service. This is the helper library. This is the helper library to access the configuration in any layer. Let's say for example, appsetting.json. Appsetting.json has different types of configuration, means JWT secret, client URL, link expiration, application URL, and there are different types of requirement when we need to access this configuration in any different layer. Like if you want to access something into the service layer which is not part of the core API, so for that we have created a helper library. Let's see how it works. For example, I want to access this configuration which is available in app setting. So for that I have injected the helper class which is created into the helper library. Application settings, and here I have injected. Now see the helper class. This is the method to access the configuration from the appsetting.json, and we have already seen the service layer. Here services are created using the interface like as per the proper business standard. Here this whole API is developed as per the business standard. This is the core domain. These are the normal domain which can be accessed to post data into the database or read data from the database, so which can directly consumed into the API, means Angular application. So now here I have completed with the web API part. Now let's start with the Angular application. This is the Angular application. Before starting with the components and everything, let's see the architecture of the Angular application. Means architecture in terms of like what I have created, means what are the components I have created. Here I have created one common file, application structure.txt. It has all information about the structure, means the components which I created as a part of the development. At the time of referring this project, you can refer this file, so you will get the basic idea like how the components are created for authentication purpose. Now let's start. This is the routing file, app routing module. It has the routing for the application. Like here, the application is divided into the two parts. Here, two parent component, user component and home component. These are the two parent component. User component has child components like login, registration, forget password, account activation and password reset, and home component has a child component, change password, my profile, program 1 and program 2. Let's start with the user component. This is the user component. This is the parent component, user component. It has a child component, registration. This is the registration. The registration form is created using the reactive form approach, and all validation are applied using the reactive form approach. This is the TypeScript file to call the API. API, we have already seen the demo of API, which is created in ASP.NET Core Web API. So from here we are calling the API. From this TypeScript file we are calling a common services, which will be calling the Web API. Let's see the common service. Common service is available in the shared folder. This is the common services. This is the common services which will be calling the API. Like here we have a different methods. See. This is the method to call the reset password API, send forget password email, confirm email, change password, save user information. So it will be calling the API, sign out, get user profile. So this is the common TypeScript file which can be accessed everywhere in the Angular application. This is the login component. This is the login file, means HTML file, and this is created using the template driven approach, and all the validation are applied in the using template driven approach. This is the TypeScript file to call the login API. This is the forget password page. This is the TypeScript file to call the forget password API. This is the account activation page. Now let's see the home component. Home component is a parent component, and change password, my profile, these all are the child component. This is the change password page. This is the my profile page. This is the program 1 and program 2 component for the role based authentication testing. This is the forbidden. Whenever the user is not able to something into the system, at that time forbidden access component will be fired. Let's see, we have already seen this. Sorry, you are not authorized to access this page. This is the auth guard for authentication. If you want to apply authentication in Angular application, then we have to use auth guard. By this way we can restrict component as per the role. For example, if you want to show something to the admin and if you want to show something to the customer, so by using the auth guard we can provide the access. Let's see the routing, so we can see how the auth guard works. See, this is the home component which can be available only after login. This is the change password and this is the my profile. This is the program 1 component and this is the program 2 component. Here I have applied authguard and required properties. See, here I have applied authguard, can active authguard and permit roles admin and customer. It means this can be accessed by only admin and this can be accessed by only the customer. So here I have completed the basic demo of Angular application. Let's see how can you download this application. You can download the application from the GitHub. This is the link to download the application. Let me open this link so you will get an idea how to download this application. And you can set up this application in your system for testing purpose. See, the application is available here. It has all required information. This is the document, Angular application docs. If you are facing some problem or if you want to see how to set up the application in your system, you just need to read Angular app.docs file. So by reading this document, you will be able to set up this application in your local machine. Let me download this project. As I said, this is the Angular application. This is the Web API. If you want to set up the application, just read this document. It has all the information which we have observed in video. If you are facing any issue while running this application, let's say for example you are facing this error at the time of setup this application. If you are facing this error, then you just need to run this command. By running this command, this error will be gone and you will be able to run this application. And this document has all the required information. So thanks for watching this video. Thank you.